I've never gone live on this account before, so this is very, very exciting. So, welcome to the very first one of my IGTV series. This IGTV series, I am interviewing the amazing... I'm not even going to attempt her surname because it's a long one, but I've just accepted her request to join. Oh, here she is. Hi, Sonia. Yay.
Hey, how are you?
I just said I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your surname, but could you please tell us? Is it? No, I'm not even going to try because I'll embarrass you.
No, honestly, I've been called worse, but I'm Petotsky Raymond, so think of
I was going to
so.
say Petotsky. Yes, I was going to say Petotsky, but I was like, that's too obvious because that's sounding it out. Anyway.
Yeah, no, think of potato. 2 O's and 2 T's.
Potato.
Yeah, and we'll get off to that now. 33 and a third and all the other Irish things that we say.
You're so funny. Well, thank you so much for helping me pop my IGTV series cherry. I am flattered and honoured to have you here. And look, did you see that? That was a nice little flip I did with my pen. And look how beautiful you are. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. You're an absolute little legend. Pleasure. I really appreciate it. More than happy to help.
My pleasure. Well, I have had the pleasure over the past almost 6 years working with just some absolutely incredible business owners. And now I have a platform to be able to share not only your story with you, but also interview you on how you've used this platform, which I love, to grow your business online. So today I really want to hone into how you've used Instagram as a platform to raise brand awareness for both your business and also your personal brand, and convert that awareness into clientele. So are you happy to talk about that with us today?
Of course. No problem at all. No problem.
Excellent. Yeah. So let's get started. Would you mind telling the people a background of who you are and what you do?
Yeah. So as Brooke said, Sonia Potato, Petotsky, not Potato. Sonia Petotsky Raymond is my name, and I'm known as Sonia the Search Queen. So I have my agency is called the Marketing Republic, and literally my business is focused on helping businesses become found by their ideal client on Google for the problems that they solve. So yeah, I absolutely love what I do. I literally bounce out of bed every single day. Can't wait to get to work. I absolutely adore it, and I feel like I'm very much on purpose and on my mission, and I feel like I was put on this planet to help businesses grow on Google. And yeah, it's been incredible. But I also feel very grateful to have met somebody like you as well to also help me promote business on Instagram, because that's what we're here to talk about today. So yeah, no, I feel very, very blessed to have met you. So thank you for everything you've done for me.
My pleasure. The feeling is mutual. Just as good as it is for you to, I suppose, how you feel about working with me. That's how I feel about working with clients like you that do their homework and are just absolutely nailing it, and it makes me very proud. So let's talk about why you started your business, because you have a bit of an interesting backstory. So tell the people why you opened the agency.
Yeah, absolutely. So for obviously I'm Irish, but I moved to Australia about 8 years ago.
Are you? Kidding.
Sorry, did I not mention that like 3 or 4 times already? But yeah, I moved to Australia about 8 years ago, and I came here predominantly to create a better life for myself. And when they say the grass is greener in Australia, yes, it is. It's amazing.
Is it?
It really is. Like, honestly, like, it's just the opportunities and the doors that have been opened up for me since I moved to Australia. It's something I'm so grateful for. Like, I feel very blessed to live in this country.
Oh, woo, go Aussie.
Do. I am an Aussie now. I got my Aussie passport during the week, so yeah.
Welcome, officially welcome to the country.
split pretty much. But yeah, so I started the business because back in Ireland, I worked in agencies such and worked on big brands such as Guinness, Jameson, Special K, Nestle. So I worked in traditional advertising. I have a degree and a master's in marketing, but in Ireland, it's incredibly competitive to get ahead. So for me, I moved here predominantly to progress in my career and worked for 3 other agencies here in Australia. And what I found is that doing the right thing is such an important moral of who I am, like in both my personal and professional life. And I have seen every horror story that you can see under the sun when it comes to Google Ads and SEO. And honestly, I never expected to set up my business. I had got married in 2018, and before I went home to get married, I had 10 clients approach me in 1 week to say, Sonia, can you just do your own thing? We'd love you. Like, there's nobody out there like you. And there you go. The business was born. And honestly, it was like not something that I ever thought I was going to do. But that was kind of like, if the universe wasn't showing me a sign, then I didn't know what else was. So I was like, okay, I just need to go for it. And I'll just have my few clients and I'll work for myself and I'll have the laptop lifestyle. And yeah, it was like.
And now how many staff members do you have?
15.
Wow. Is it 15 now? Wow. So that worked out well. That was a good choice.
That was a very good choice. But what's interesting enough is the first year of my business, it was just me. And it was literally, I struggled with belief in myself and I struggled putting myself out there. And I was like, oh, I'll just I have a wage and I'll be fine. And then it wasn't like, it honestly, the fear of judgment was real for me. Like, so me putting myself out there, you'd know yourself, it's terrifying. Like, fear. It's like fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of being judged, fear of imposter syndrome.
Fear of putting yourself out there, then failing, and everyone who was judging you sees you failing and goes, yeah, what did you think that you could actually make this work? So it's a real mind game, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. And it was something that it had kept me back for very long. And if I now knew what I know now, I'd be like, fuck it, I shouldn't have cursed. Sorry, I'm
Hello, have we met?
We curse all
you
the
can
time.
curse. Exactly. This is a safe space.
Live, like seriously. But yeah, no, so I honestly literally love what I do, and I never expected it to grow the way it has. And if I had more belief in myself, I would have done it sooner and put myself out there. But it's people like you that's helping me get out of my own way and share with authenticity.
Can I ask?
And
this wasn't on the questions that I sent you, but was there like a defining, like for anyone that's listening, that I'm sure there's people listening and watching that are at a job, that want to start their own thing, that are feeling and experiencing everything that you were feeling and experiencing. What was like the final nail in the coffin, or like the final thing that made you go, right, I'm quitting, it's happening today? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. In terms of the previous business I worked in, is that what you're saying? Yeah. So what it was for me is I saw that specific company outsource overseas, and their clients were penalized on Google, and like the agency itself didn't actually understand how penalizations work. And yeah, for me, I was just like, I am not in this anything other than to drive results for clients. And that is why I said, well, if I can find something that or an environment that I enjoy being, I'd rather just do it myself. And that's kind of how it happened. And then the clients happened, and then that's just grown. But all I can say, if anyone's listening that is dipping their toe in but are struggling with self-belief, it's all in your head. It's literally a story you keep telling yourself. Literally, it's the biggest like fiction you'll ever tell yourself, because your ego is designed to keep you safe, and it's designed to keep you from not dying. And I know there's times when you don't want to put yourself out there, you're like, I feel like I'm dying, or I don't want to do that, I feel naked, I don't want to put my face on camera. Those are the moments that you just need to take the action and push through. And remember, you're making it all about yourself. It's not about you, it's about your audience.
That's what I was about to say. If you can focus on how you can help, and obviously what you know helps your clients so much, which is why your business has grown. So when you take the pressure off, it's about me, and think, I could share something that is going to change another business owner's life. And in your case, because you help business owners get customers, it literally does change their life. That's more important than your fear of showing up on camera, right?
100%. I couldn't agree more. And it was an interesting point you just touched on, because I honestly feel like to see a business transform from the work that you do literally just lights me up. It makes my heart sing. It's like, hallelujah, I'm actually like making such positive impact in somebody else's life, but not even just a corporate scale. Like, I know my mom and dad broke up when I was quite young, so I didn't see a whole lot of my parents. So for me, it's so much deeper than that. Like, so kids growing up need their parents, and the majority of business owners that I deal with are parents. So if I can help them to work smarter, not harder, they can spend more time with the ones that they love. So it's more about like, just, it's not even about the financial outcome. It's actually about making a difference in people's lives all around, not just business, but personally as well. Yeah,
I love that. Oh, you're talking my language. Okay, so we've basically said, you know, you've started, you've grown, things are going really well. But could you tell us about a low point in your business and how you overcame it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everything that we see on social media isn't always as it seems. So,
really? Oh my God, I thought everything on social media was true. Damn.
But you know those times when you have so much personal stuff going on in your plate and you feel like you just can't catch a break. And for me, the low point was knowing that, you know, I can't just hand my business to somebody else so I can go and sort my personal stuff out. So for me, like, how I've overcome it was like, okay, this isn't actually about my stuff. I can compartmentalize my family life and my personal life in moments where I'd be like, okay, this is the time where I can deal with this. Whereas Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, I'm on. My team are the number one priority. My clients are the number one priority. They're more important within those hours. And then I have my time for me in the evening and the weekends. And that is kind of how I overcome it, because, like, let's be honest, like, life isn't like all sunshine and rainbows. So you are going to have those moments in life, but it's how you deal in those moments of complete and utter chaos makes you even more resilient to push through and achieve on any challenge. You'd know that as well, Brooke. Like, it's like the times you don't even feel like showing up. It's just, it's
so true. And I think as well, what we forget sometimes is we're not robots. We're real people and we experience real emotion. And you know, when shit hits the fan, unfortunately, shit doesn't normally hit the fan when you have a day off. It tends to hit the fan right in the middle of like your busiest day with a huge deadline, and you just think, how am I going to do all of this? How am I going to get it done? And it can be really, really hard and really, really challenging. But when you can face it head on and you can deal with it, then the next time something comes up, you'll deal with it really quickly, won't even probably give it a second thought, and then later on reflect and go, oh my God, something like that would have really, really gotten to me 12 months ago, or, you know, a couple of years ago, or even a couple of months ago. And it's in that moment of reflection that you think, wow, I've really grown. Like, you know,
absolutely,
but you got to go through it to see the growth, which is the hard part.
It is. And when you're going through it, it's like, oh, you know, you can't see the blessing in it. But then when you reflect, it's like, everything's in divine timing, and everything, there's no mistakes. Everything happens when it's meant to shape you to become the person that you are, you know, to manage the business. And, you know, universe only gives you what you can handle. So, yeah. Absolutely. Bring on the challenges.
Bring them on. All right, let's dive into Insta now. So we know who you are and what you do, and that you're awesome at overcoming challenge. Could you give me your number one tip on Instagram that has really helped you grow your business? Like, if there was one thing.
Yes, and that is really, really focusing on the problems that you solve, and in a language that your customers like will understand. So again, you teach this a lot as well, but like, it's so important, like, because I've follow that to a whole other level by following what it is that we do in Social Club and Social Club Plus. So figuring out the pain points and actually honing in on the problems that you solve and adding value is predominantly, and not expecting anything in return. If you're there to serve and you focus on, here, I can help you solve this problem, people just automatically love you, because they know that you're not in it for the financial outcome, you're in it to change their life. So that's 100% the copy on my socials has completely changed. Like,
oh my God, I love that. You're speaking my language. I think so many people, they jump on social media because yes, it is a fantastic platform to be able to sell, but they forget the process of gaining a client's trust. You've got to build that up gradually, and to get them to trust you, you've got to provide value. You've got to show that you know what you're talking about. You've got to solve their problems, and you've got to do it without wanting anything in return. That's the building blocks to success, to making sales on this platform. And you know, one half of this platform is building a following, the other half is converting that following into clients. So if you're missing a fundamental step, which is showing your potential customers, as in the following that you have, all right, well, I understand your needs, because before you even ask me a question, I'm going to give you a solution. And it is such a fundamental part that so many businesses miss out on. So I'm really, really glad that you said that. And then the second part of what you said as well, delivering it in their language. And this is a huge, huge mistake that so many business owners make. You forget that you're the expert. And especially when you work in digital, we speak in digital is not a language. Like sometimes I'm saying something to my mum and dad and I can see them looking at me like, what the fuck is she talking about? And I'll almost repeat it back to myself, like, I posted this and the algorithms and the reach and the feed and the impressions, blah, 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 blah. And I think no wonder they're looking at me like I'm speaking another language, because I am speaking another language. And I think it's so important in the world that we're in this digital world now, to remember that our clients don't speak our language. And that's okay. That's literally why they're hiring you. But they're never going to understand you if you don't speak in a language that they will understand.
100%, you know? Yeah, 100%. And it's kind of one of those things, when you speak in analogies, people tend to understand what you're talking about. And that's something that I'm a huge fan of, because unless my clients understand what it is that I'm talking about, they're not going to see value in what I'm doing. You know?
Absolutely. So, yeah. You've got to explain it in a way that they can process it, because as well, the better that you explain it, the better that they will want to work with you, because they'll think, look, I might not fully understand what you're talking about, but I can appreciate how you've explained it. So you must be good at the problem.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I think another really good tip to go with that as well, if you're creating content for Instagram and thinking, okay, but how do I explain it in a way that my customer understands? Be really aware of the inquiries that come in via DMs on Instagram, via website inquiries, via emails. And if someone's asking you a question, literally copy and paste that question and explain it via a caption of your post, because you know, rather than making up, or how can I write this, you know, this topic or this question in a language my audience will understand, grab their words from their inquiry. That's their language, their words, and then you don't have to make it up. So that's also a good tip for anyone that's listening, thinking, okay, well, where do I begin? Literally go through your emails, go through your website inquiries, go through your DMs. That's where you begin.
Totally. Yeah. No, honestly.
Cool.
Yeah, brilliant.
Awesome.
So good.
All right. I want to talk about content planning now. And also I want to touch on managing multiple accounts, because you do have multiple accounts. So can you talk us through each of the accounts? Can you talk us through how you content plan for those on Instagram? And then your approach to content, like I was saying at the start, for the Marketing Republic as a business versus Sonia, the Search Queen, as a brand, as a personal brand?
Yeah, absolutely. So where things have changed for me is when I put more emphasis on Sonia the Search Queen. So Sonia the Search Queen, who's me, obviously.
Yes.
So how I actually do it is like, okay, what do my audience want to know more of? What am I seeing within the industry? What are the common questions that I'm getting asked? What are I always follow your strategy, like my brand values, my expert advice, promotional content, story values,
Mhm.
all of the things that we do. So I plan my content around those areas, and literally I do post a lot of inspirational stuff as well. So I mix it
Mhm.
up and I plan based on insights. So when is
Mhm.
your audience on, and what times of the day, and when's the best time to post?
Excellent.
Yes.
Yes, you don't have to make it up. You just have to
No.
look at your insights, right?
100%, yeah. So, and the great tip that I learned from you in Social Club Plus is having those templates already preset in Canva. So you're not actually having to reinvent the wheel all the time. And then when people see
Yes.
the same templates, they're like, oh, that's our expert advice one, or that's our client testimonial one, or, that they're already familiar, and the feed looks sexy, like, because
Yeah.
Instagram's an
It
art.
does look
So,
sexy. Yes. I love that. I love that.
yeah, so again, there's a lot of more of my face that comes through on Sonia the Search Queen, because I want people to know who I am, what I stand for, and know that they can trust me because I put myself so out there so much. I do the
Mhm.
uncomfortable, whereas the Marketing
Mhm.
Republic is very much focused on the top of the funnel. So a lot of businesses that come to me, specifically small business owners, they're like, oh yeah, I want to do SEO, I want to do Google Ads, and half the time they're not actually ready to do any of that. They don't even have the budget, firstly, but secondly, they haven't figured out the problems that they solve. So I can actually help solve their clients' problems. So there's a
Can
lot
I
more
butt
work.
in?
Mhm.
Can you tell me? So you say they're not actually ready. What do you mean by that? How would you differentiate a small business owner that is ready from one that is not?
Yeah, that has a clear strategy and a plan in order to reach their clients. So some
Okay.
business owners that I've worked with don't really have much idea around branding, where their target market hangs out.
Mhm.
Sometimes they should be playing on LinkedIn. Sometimes some people may not be on LinkedIn. It also to do with the traditional advertising, just explaining the difference around that as well, and why it's more cost effective to invest in digital. I take them through the what is required to rank on Google for SEO. I take them into the depth of what is required for Google Ads. And sometimes, like, Google Ads isn't the best fit for a business owner, but I'll be very straight up and say that they need to get their house in order. Otherwise, the retention ends up suffering with the business. And
Mm.
we haven't lost a single client because I'm like, the fit is so important. So, like,
Mm.
and making sure your clients stick around, that it's not, oh yeah, I'm just going to take them on to for revenue, because that's not what I'm about. I just think it's all about, making sure that you can add enough value on both platforms, but understanding the difference. So Sonia the Search Queen is all about educating people around search, whereas the Marketing Republic is taking it back a step. So it's about all marketing, not just search, if that makes
Mm.
sense. And then
Yeah.
I have different templates then for the Marketing Republic, like we spoke about in Social Cut Plus. Another, yeah,
Mhm.
that was amazing. And then it's just a very different strategy. So, and that was why I created the Marketing Republic Academy, to help smaller business owners that can tap into my knowledge at a fraction of the price, so that it's not heavily focused on SEO and Google Ads, because it's not always the right fit for people straight away starting out. They need to join the social
Mm.
club first before they're ready to do SEO. You know what I mean? It's
Boom.
just
I'll pay you for that plug later.
anytime, girl.
But it is true. I think it just comes down to understanding your clientele, and
Mm,
you can't help everyone. And it actually makes you a better business owner, to be able to say, you know what, you're not ready for this product, or you're not ready for this service. Here's who I
mm,
recommend. When you get to this point, then come to me and we can help you. Because, like you said, it's one thing to just want to raise revenue and take. It's another thing to actually be able to solve people's problems, add value, and
mm.
also give yourself a good reputation in the industry. Because if you're just
Everything.
taking people's money and not delivering results, word's going to
Mm,
spread pretty fast. And all it
mm,
takes is for a couple of your clients to get together and say, Well, how are you feeling? Because I don't feel like I'm getting results, for that sort of
Yeah.
tribe mentality. And then everything that you've worked so hard to build up, you can lose really, really quickly.
100%. It's so important, and that I'm glad you mentioned that up, like to touch on that, because for me, like doing the right thing is the most important thing. So like
Is
with clients, we
priority.
only take
Mm.
it's priority, yeah. So clients for me, like we only take them on when they match our values, like of trust, respect,
Mm.
loyalty, integrity, and when they're at a substantial size where they can afford our services. Like if I've had people reach out to me on Instagram and be like, oh, if I paid you X amount, would you be able to get me on SEO? And I'm like, honey, you're not ready. You need to
Yeah.
build your business and come back to me in
Yeah.
2 3 years time when you're at this point, because I care more about their business long term than it is about me growing mine, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
absolutely.
it
Because
comes
it,
full
it
circle.
absolutely. I was just going to say that. And ultimately, if you can't deliver the results for them, you're not going to enjoy working with them as a client. You're not going to get them results. It's going to ruin and tarnish your relationship with them, and probably over
Yeah,
time tarnish your reputation.
absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And I just think the way things are going at such a fast rate in digital, and you know this, Brooke, it can be so easy to do the wrong thing, and it can be
Yeah.
very and this is one of those things as well, has a lot to do with business owners not knowing where to look when things aren't up to scratch or as they seem. Whereas I'm kind of like, I want to empower people to actually go check, our accountants check the work that's been done, because there's no hiding place. You just need to know where
Yeah.
to look. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
love
hope
that.
that
Thank
answered
you
that.
for sharing. It did.
That's okay.
Okay, my next question. So, what would be your best piece of advice for someone just starting out marketing their marketing business on Instagram? Where would you say for them to begin based on your experience?
As a marketing business or any business? Marketing their
Let's
business.
go both. Yeah, go any
Right.
business and then marketing, because that's your area of expertise.
Hmm. So, in terms of any business, I definitely, and I'm not just saying it either. Like, I really feel like what you offer to the community and your reputation, and you are so, no, I'm honestly, like, I'll just say it like
Oh,
it is. No, but I honestly do feel like that any small business owner, like starting out, definitely should join the social club. It's a fabulous community that you've created, and, teaching people how to do Instagram it's kind of one of those things that makes it achievable for them to get ahead, especially on that platform. Whereas Google,
mm,
unfortunately, is a bit more difficult. But I definitely, any
mm.
small business owner starting out, definitely join the Social Club Plus, a social club,
Oh.
our Social Club Plus. You never know. But again, with the line of work that I do, I think it's very much to start out, it's building relationships and actually just adding value and just not expecting anything in return, and doing
Yeah,
the right thing when no one's watching.
yeah.
Because the thing is, there's no accidents and things magically appear. Like, I mean, for me, with my office, we're moving into a new office in 2 weeks' time because we've outgrown
Woo!
this space.
Woo!
But that
Yay! Office party.
I know, yeah, it'd be amazing. But yeah, on that week that I decided to commit to signing a new lease, I took on 4 new clients, and that all happened at the right time. So I
Yeah,
just feel like when you do the right thing, you're just gonna have a massive amount of momentum built up that all of a sudden business just takes off. But yeah, doing the right
yeah,
thing and marketing your business by just your personal brand is everything, especially in
yeah,
marketing. Like, it's
yeah.
everything, because they need to know, they need to look to trust what you're doing. And
Mm,
unfortunately, marketers don't always have the best rap. It's
yeah,
about
it's true.
creating positive change, and doing, like, caring for far much more about the clients than growing your own business. I feel is the
Mm.
secret sauce.
And do you know what? It's interesting that you say that, because even when I started my business, for the first, I don't even know how long, first
Mm,
couple of months, I was posting every day, and every single post was an expert-based post, adding value. It was stats, it was facts, it was tips, that's
mm,
all I did. Because I thought, well, how am I going to get these strangers on the internet to actually trust that I know what I'm talking about and book into a workshop and book a consult, until I can prove that I have education and I have solutions to their problems? why would they buy off me? You know, and I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you found the same thing. Like, would you buy off someone on the internet claiming to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, do whatever their expertise was without making sure that they had some education that was relevant to you first?
Yeah,
No.
no. And that is a really good point, because for me, when
Mm.
COVID hit last year, that's when I pivoted into my personal brand, because I was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, oh, I'm just competing with every other agency out there, and I really feel I'm different. So I'm
Yeah.
just going to humanize it. And that's where the personal brand came from. And it's my brand, that's my personal brand, that's built massive momentum. So the clients end up, that become agency clients, end up being part of Marketing Republic, but I don't
Yeah.
actively, I'm not putting all my eggs in trying to promote the Marketing Republic in a very saturated market. It's more about my personal brand and earning trust in my audience in every way
Mm.
possible, not just Google, you know?
Can I ask you a question on that? Did you
Mm-hmm.
ever have the thought arise of changing the name of the Marketing Republic to your name? Do you know what I mean? Did you go through that thought pattern?
Yeah, I did. And then I was kind of like, for me, I want to keep them separate, because
Mm.
there is going to come a time in my life where I want to take a bit more of a step back and have a baby and grow my family. But
Mm.
right now, my business is my baby.
Mm.
So I feel like when clients first come to us, they want to work with Sonia the Search Queen. So I set all the strategy and all that, but in order for me to delegate to my team, and if it was the Marketing Republic that was rebranded to Sonia the Search Queen, then there's no differentiation there. Or I
Yeah.
felt that it was easier to delegate growing the agency, and the clients become the agency clients are the
Yeah.
Marketing Republic clients. So that
I
I can
love that
actually
you said
delegate.
that. I love that you said that, because I think there's people that are watching and listening that would sort of say, oh, well, I'll just switch from my brand name to my personal brand because that would be easier. When in fact, it's actually easier to separate the two, like you've just said.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. And we all know
Mm.
delegation is a very hard thing to do in business, and nobody
Hmm.
can do it as good
Especially
as
when you're
you.
a control freak. Yes. Can you imagine what it would be like to not be a control freak? Like, there's
Oh
people
man,
out there like that, you know,
I
it'd be
know,
crazy.
honestly. Yeah, again, that's why we have such successful business, but we're control freaks, but within balance, I suppose. We know when to
Yes,
delegate and when we can't delegate, which is
yes,
the key.
which has taken time.
And my journey with delegation has been huge. So
Yeah, I feel you, sister. I feel you. Okay, what's the best piece of business advice you've ever received?
best piece of business stay humble and know that you're not the smartest person in the room. So it's
Oh, I like that.
very easy to get caught up in the momentum and the simulation of business growth. And it's easy to get a big head because you think you're the bomb and all of
Mm,
the things that you've achieved. But if you constantly feel that way, you can lose it very easily too. Whereas staying humble allows all opportunities to come to you, and it allows your
mm-hmm,
mindset to be open to new pieces of information that you otherwise wouldn't have. Whereas I feel like if I didn't invest in all the coaches that I did last year, and you were one of them, I had 5 coaches last year. And that is why the business quadrupled in the last year, because
mm,
I invested in the people that knew better than me in certain areas so I could propel my business to get to where it needs to be. Because I don't think I'm great at everything. And I
mm,
don't really think that anybody should think that they're great at everything. But I think that that has been the biggest, like, learning for me, and
mm.
yeah, and being consistent and showing up when you don't want to show up. And yeah, just really, and you actually shared this advice with me as well. You're like, I was saying to you, like, I'm really struggling to put my face on camera, and like, oh, I don't want to. And you're like, just remember, like, people are going through the same stuff for having a bad day, and those are the times that when you show up, you're a lot more relatable.
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
Because people go,
definitely.
wow, her life isn't perfect. Actually, we've got more alike than you think. And it
Yeah.
helps to build that trust even more.
100%.
Mm,
But being humble, because if you don't learn, your business doesn't grow. And if you don't invest in yourself, your business doesn't grow. And if you have that scarcity
absolutely.
mentality that you know it all, you're going to stay where
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
So
Your business will always plateau when you're learning plateaus. I believe that to a core. Yeah.
100%,
Amazing.
100%. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm
I have
very grateful for that.
one final question before we
Yeah.
wrap up. And it wasn't on the list.
Of course not. Catch me.
Does chocolate belong in the fridge or the pantry?
The fridge.
Ah! No! Oh my God,
Yeah.
you want those.
No, honey, listen. Like, I came from Ireland where the chocolate doesn't melt. And then we come to Australia and your lipstick melts, your perfume evaporates, your chocolate, like honestly, like, if I put it in the fridge, it'd be grand, you know.
But if you put it in the fridge, you can't taste it as well because it's like you've got to get through the cold before you can get to the flavour.
Yeah, but that's when you dip it in your tea and then you melt it in your tea.
Oh,
Do you have like chocolate with tea? No?
Nah, I just have chocolate with chocolate.
Well, what kind of chocolate do you have? Maybe you don't have the right type of chocolate.
Do you know my latest favourite? The Dara Lee Sunday Sesh, because like Mum Life and my Sunday sessions have changed. It's like chocolate. It's hashtag Socialise agrees with me. It's chocolate. It's got like marshmallows. It's got jelly beans. It's so good. I love it.
Oh, I think I know the one you're on about. Yeah.
You should invest in some of that. It will help your business grow. I promise.
Yes, and you know what one I love? I love you know, the lint one with coconut. I'm a massive coconut fan. Like it's
no, I can't do coconut. I feel like I'm eating hand cream.
Oh my God. Well, I have coconut hand cream, coconut body lotion, coconut everything, coconut lip balm. I'm like, so I feel you, girl, but I still love it. And Bounties, love Bounties.
And coconut in chocolate actually makes it a bit healthier because coconut's good for you. So I see what you've done there. Yeah, I love it. All right, tell us what is next for the Marketing Republic and Sonia the Search Queen, and where can the people find you?
So what's next? We're moving into a new office in 2 weeks' time.
So cool. Congratulations. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Yay!
It is so exciting because it's one of my biggest goals within my business is to create a culture like Google. So like they're very invested in their team culture. Yeah. So being at this specific office, there's like pool tables, like football, like like what's that, foosball tables, like computer games, like very
that's what I'm
vibey
envisioning
and very
as well.
Yes.
And like bean bags and stuff.
Yes, breakout rooms, like meditation rooms, all of that. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, and there's a lot more speaking gigs coming up in the next few months. Yeah. So running a lot of workshops and planning an event in Brisbane in 2 months' time in October. So
stop it. I'm here for that. Snaps for that. And when we started working together, you know, remember you saying, you know, I want to do more speaking. How do I get these opportunities? And look at you.
Oh, thanks.
I'm so proud. You've done good.
Thank you so much. But I'm very grateful for your advice and like the way you give so selflessly, and it's I just love what you're about, and I'm very grateful for everything you've taught me. And honestly, I'm very grateful.
It is my pleasure. You are a dream client because you do your work.
Have to action.
Hard work always works. Always works. You just got to do it, which is the part that so many people miss out, the doing part.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I always say that to my program students as well. So so it's all about taking the action.
So where can the people find you if they're listening and they think, wow, this girl knows her shit, I must work with her immediately and I will have to let the fridge chocolate thing slide? Where can they find you?
Well, on my Instagram, there is Linktree, and it's like there's an option to book a call. They can book a call if they want to work together, or they may need some more warming up and want to get my ebook or my free training, which is all on my Linktree as well. But at the search, Sonia the Search Queen, or the Marketing Republic, so it's the .marketing.republic. Amazing. Yeah, and happy to have a chat with anyone. I will link it.
I will link your accounts in the caption of this as well, because I'll be turning this into an IGTV after we finish.
fab. Thank you, Brooke. I appreciate
Amazing. Well, thank you
Thanks a
so
million for having
much,
me.
Sonia, for your time and for your knowledge and for openly sharing your story. I very much appreciate it. I'm sure everyone who has joined us live appreciates it. And I'm sure that everyone who is watching the playback appreciates it as well. So I will have to come and have a sneak peek at your office and celebrate with you. But yes, very, very happy for you and cannot wait to see you create Google 2.0.
Thank you so much, Brooke. I appreciate the opportunity. And yeah, come over to the office anytime, girl.
I love
Now
that.
that you can drink, we'll have a drink.
Oh my God, yes. I love alcohol.
You can
so
put Carlo in the bean bag, because it's like bean bags are really good for babies, aren't they? Like, it's good to support them.
I don't know. I know I have a baby, but I don't really know much about them yet.
Well, you're acing it anyway, girl. Go you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
All right.
Pleasure.
Have the most wonderful evening, and I'll chat to you soon. And thanks everyone for watching.
See you. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks a million.